we know from history that the impact of almost all of these events is an emotional one. It's the subprime crisis is an example, SARS another example. And if we want to understand the future, then we need to go beyond the numerical data and try to understand the psychological framework of the world in which we live. Because you can do all the market research you like, but if the customers suddenly change how they think and feel, then you can get left behind. I'll give you an example. My mother is quite traditional. She is not against technology, but she doesn't like it very much. And she used to think that the devil himself lived in a mobile phone, and that she did not want to do email. She thought that anyone who would look at their bank balance online was a bit of an idiot. And then one day I got a phone call. And she said, "Since your father died, it's been difficult because my friends are now all on email and SMS, and they make all their social arrangements these ways, and then they write a letter to me, and I get it 6 months later. So I need to go online." So I took her down, and we bought her a Windows XP computer. She wanted one with broadband. She didn't know what it was, but she wanted it. She knew she wanted to do it all in the garden, so it had to be wireless. And we came back with a Skype and other things, and a headset and a camera in the screen. And we came back with a 3G video phone and everything else. And the following day, she was so excited, she had sent her first email. And then she said, "But Patrick, there's a big problem with my bank." I said, "Oh." "Yes," she said, "every time I use my phone to call them, they can't see me, and I certainly can't see them." And what had happened was my mother had jumped 35 years and left her bank behind. Because her bank had always asked her things like, "Will you want to manage your bank account online?" And she said, "Don't be ridiculous." They'd asked her things like, "Would you be wanting to do telephone banking?" And she said, "What's that?" And then suddenly, she'd moved on. And how long will it take them to catch up with my mother? What do you think? I think maybe it could take them a whole year to make the right decision in the board. It could take them another 2 years to roll the system out. So they will be 3 years behind my mother, at least, maybe 5, maybe 10. And by the time they have caught up, my mother will have gone somewhere else. So the lesson is this: listen to my mother, please. Otherwise, she will get extremely angry and frustrated. Listen to the frustrations, the emotion that she has in how she deals with the bank today. But when we're thinking about the longer-term future, we need to get close to my mother where she is now. Then we need to build a vision of where she will be in the future, or could be, and then try to imagine a vision of where the world could be, and then imagine my mother in there, and then try to get a little closer. So as I say, the future will be about emotion. It's an unescapable fact.